Step into the darkness where reality blurs and nightmares come alive. I never believed in ghosts, at least not until that fateful night when my friends and I decided to play the Bloody Mary mirror ritual. It was just supposed to be a harmless dare, something to pass the time and add a thrill to our mundane lives. But little did we know, we were about to unleash something far more sinister than we could ever have imagined. It all started innocently enough. It was a typical Friday night, and my friends and I were looking for something to do to break the monotony of small-town life. We gathered at my house, a group of 5 teenagers filled with the reckless abandon of youth, and someone suggested playing the Bloody Mary game. For those who don't know, the Bloody Mary game is a ritual where you stand in front of a mirror in a dark room and chant, "Bloody Mary," 3 times. Legend has it that if you do this, the vengeful spirit of Bloody Mary will appear in the mirror and wreak havoc on your life. At first, we laughed it off as just a silly superstition, but as the night wore on and the darkness outside grew deeper, the idea of summoning a ghost became more and more appealing. So, with a mixture of excitement and trepidation, we made our way to the bathroom and turned off the lights. Standing in front of the mirror, our faces pale in the dim light from the hallway, we took a deep breath and began the chant. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Nothing happened at first. We waited in silence, the tension mounting with each passing second. And then, just as we were about to give up and write the whole thing off as a joke, it happened. The mirror began to shimmer and warp, the reflection of our faces twisting and contorting into grotesque caricatures of themselves. A chill ran down my spine as I watched in horror, unable to tear my eyes away from the sight before me. And then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the distortion vanished, leaving us staring at our normal reflections once more. We laughed nervously, trying to shake off the feeling of unease that had settled over us like a shroud, but deep down, we knew that something had changed. In the days that followed, strange things started happening. Objects would move on their own, strange noises would echo through the house in the dead of night, and we would catch glimpses of shadowy figures out of the corner of our eyes. At first, we tried to rationalize it away, to convince ourselves that it was just our imaginations running wild. But as the incidents grew more frequent and more terrifying, we knew that we had awoken something dark and malevolent with our foolish game. The nightmares were the worst part. Every night, I would be plagued by visions of a twisted figure lurking in the shadows, its eyes burning with a hellish light as it reached out to drag me into the darkness. I would wake in a cold sweat, my heart pounding in my chest, only to find that the figure was nowhere to be seen. I tried to tell myself that it was just a dream, that there was no such thing as ghosts, but deep down, I knew the truth. Bloody Mary had been unleashed, and now, she was coming for us. As the weeks turned into months, the haunting grew more intense. We tried everything to rid ourselves of the spirit, smudging the house with sage, reciting prayers of protection, even calling in a priest to perform an exorcism, but nothing seemed to work. And then, one night, as I lay in bed, paralyzed with fear, I heard a voice whispering my name, a voice that chilled me to the bone with its cold, otherworldly tone. I turned to see Bloody Mary standing at the foot of my bed, her eyes burning with a fiery intensity as she reached out to me with clawed hands. I screamed and scrambled to escape, but it was no use. She had me in her grasp, and there was nowhere to run. I don't remember much of what happened next, only flashes of pain and terror as Bloody Mary dragged me into the darkness, her laughter echoing in my ears as I was consumed by the void. And now, as I sit here in the depths of the underworld, tormented by the spirits of the damned, I can't help but wonder, was it worth it? Was the thrill of summoning a ghost worth the price of my eternal soul? I suppose I'll never know. But one thing is certain, never underestimate the power of the supernatural, for once you open that door, there's no telling what horrors lie on the other side.